It's
Yeah.
8 a.m. I got, I think, 3 hours of sleep, maybe.
But hey, Gordon, like I know you have all these responsibilities, but when I tell you we need to fucking rehearse this fucking podcast, you better come, or else I will maybe lose my shit. Maybe I'll just hop on a train to Paris because I can't deal with this shit anymore from you. It's
I, I'm sorry, I can't rehearse. I have to hang out with my friend and her evil mom.
Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to Televised, the TV movie story, the podcast where we talk about TV movies. I'm Eliza, and Gordon's here, and
I am.
this is, oh, I believe it's actually the second episode of our month of guests.
It
And
is. We're recording a bit out of order, so this is the first one we're recording, but it's our second of the month, and welcome Owen,
woo!
longtime friend, guest on both of our podcasts as well. Uh, Welcome to the show.
Yes, I am here um to talk about the amazing genre of films, which is decom movies.
Yes.
By the way, in case Owen is the one of the three of us who sounds the most energized, it's because we decided to record this at a time that is good for Owen.
But this is, it's just the fact that
I know.
like
I'm
we
I'm
we
I'm
all
being a
have busy
bitch.
schedules and we all at very different time zones, and it's like it's just how it works out. But
Yeah.
so Owen, today you have given us the Cheetah Girls 2, and I want you to talk a bit about why you chose this movie.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for making it comfortable for me to record.
I know. This genuinely, of course, I was
Mhm.
just being a bitch.
How a guest should be treated. I feel like I'm one of the Cheetah Girls,
Yeah. Yeah,
being
you
brought to Spain.
which Cheetah Girl are you?
Oh, we're getting into that question straight away. Oh my God.
But
Um,
honestly, maybe we should like pull up like a BuzzFeed quiz and fill it out during our recording.
Oh, I'm sure that exists somewhere.
There's
for
probably
sure.
Yeah.
plentiful.
Uh,
But go
but
ahead, Owen, continue talking about Cheetah Girls.
Yeah. So, Cheetah Girls 2, you think that someone would want to discuss the original Cheetah Girls, which great film in itself, but no, for me, similar to a Shrek 2 or a High School Musical 2, it is Cheetah Girls 2. It is, um, let me say straight away, the funny face of its time. Um, the film that similar to Funny Face in terms of if I were to ever visit Barcelona, I would absolutely be visiting all the sites and recreating the especially the Strut musical number. Yeah, it is pure on nostalgia choosing this film. I have watched it countless times in my youth. It's been a while since I've watched it because I've been unfortunately less focused on my Disney Channel original movie past, but in rewatching this film, I was just transported right back to God, nearly tw like 19 years ago.
Yeah,
Craziness.
yeah.
God. Yeah, this was uh, actually that's a good transition into Gordon's little segment each time where Gordon gets to tell us about the movie. Just
Yeah.
gets to read off the things.
We are talking about the Cheetah Girls 2, directed by Kenny Ortega, who I feel like is a sort of legend of this
Yes.
thing, right?
Like he's
He's a
done
Disney
he
like guy,
directed High School Musical 1 and 2. He just
right?
directed Cheetah Girls 2. He did the entire Descendants trilogy. He directed Newsies and he directed This Is It, the Michael Jackson documentary, which was
Right.
going to be a concert tour he was also directing, but then he died and yada yada yada, all that. Yeah, Kenny Ortega, big family movie director. Oh, and he also did the Rocky Horror remake that everybody hated.
Right. Yeah. I knew that was a name I recognized. Um, Let me make sure I wrote down these names of the writers because this can't be right, what I wrote down. No, I guess so. Written by Jodis Pierre and Bethesda Brown. Great names.
Great names. Wow.
Jodis, Jodiss. I love that. Stars Raven Simone, Adrienne Bailon, Sabrina Bryan, Kiely Williams, Belinda Peregrine, Lynn Whitfield, Laurie Alter, Abel Folk, Golan Yosef, Kim Manning, and Peter Vives, probably Vives. He's Spanish. Premiered August 25th, 2006 on the Disney Channel. Which prior to this, in the lead up to this big premiere, a 9 episode marathon of That's So Raven to get everyone hyped. Other things that were airing at the same time on ABC, there was, for whatever reason, an America's Funniest Home Videos that was a repeat of a Christmas themed episode in August. With the description on the site that I found was unusual reactions from children opening gifts, chaotic Christmas pageants, a poodle runs amok during a nativity play, a boy barters with Santa. These are the funniest home videos we have, and then also an episode of a show called Kyle XY on
Yes.
CBS. 2 episodes of The Unit. On Fox, they were just showing Men in Black 2. On NBC, there was Dateline, and then Las Vegas. On USA, there was an episode of Monk. On the WB, there were What I Like About You, and Twins, and Reba, and Living with Fran. Those are the ones I wrote down. There were other things, but there was I think there was a WWE SmackDown. But yeah, those are some of your other options as opposed to watching Cheetah Girls 2
Which why
live.
would you?
Of course. Apparently, a lot of other people felt the same way. This got like 7.8 million.
Yeah,
Uh,
which
uh,
was like this was the year after High School Musical, the first one, and it beat that in terms of ratings, and that was
and
already like a massive hit.
and it beat what was the other one that it cites of being Cadet Kelly was also the
Yes.
previous record holder that this beat. There's a Wikipedia page of list of Disney Channel original, and it has a section of the highest rated premieres, and it is tied for two. It says tied with Cadet Kelly, even though the Wikipedia page for this movie says it beat Cadet Kelly. I guess uh, I don't know where the numbers come down on that, but it is tied for eight. Uh, do any of you have a guess what the number one is?
I think I know for a fact that the number one is High School Musical 2.
You're right.
Yeah, like that's an
Do you,
obvious one.
do you have a guess on what number two is, though?
Didn't you just say that it was Cadet Kelly and Cheetah Girls 2?
No, I said those were number eight.
Oh, I thought you said those were tied for number two.
No, those are tied for eight. I'm sorry. If I said two, I didn't mean it. I'm tired.
It took, and it also just a quick note. You what did you say for the names of the writers?
Jodis Pierre, I think, is what I said, and Jodis Pierre and Bethesda Brown.
Okay, because the names I'm seeing are Brown is correct, but I see Allison Taylor. So I don't know where you got Jodis Pierre from.
Ooh, I got it from Wikipedia, my friend. It
But
says written by Jodis Pierre, Bethesda Brown.
okay,
You were
weird.
looking at the Wikipedia page for The Cheetah Girls, 2003,
No, I'm
written by
looking at
Allison
Cheetah
Taylor.
Girls 2 on IMDb actually, but it says
Okay.
Allison Taylor.
Allison Taylor, according to Wikipedia, is a credited writer on The Cheetah Girls, not The Cheetah Girls 2. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on
I don't
this one.
know. I don't know.
It's a matter of opinion, I feel.
And
My opinion is
who
this movie
is
was written by
Jodis Taylor?
Jodas Pierre.
Jodis
Jodas
Pierre, I mean.
Pierre. Let me look up if that's a person. If that gets any results from.
Oh, and haven't heard from you in a while. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm good. I'm feeling cheetah-licious. I'm
I think I might be getting pranked. You look up Jodas Pierre, you get a high school football player, and then Cheetah Girls 2, and then a TikTok account, and then the Wikipedia page for Stewie Griffin. saying he's considered to be the show's breakout character and has received numerous award nominations from writers such as Jodis Pierre. Yeah, someone just put their name on this Wikipedia page, I'm guessing. Because this doesn't. And then I know I am getting a few different wiki pages for Cheetah Girls. Uh, then an August 2022 article about a gunman opening fire in the Mall of America.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this person, but that's a
Any
rabbit hole we can maybe dive into later. Uh,
Anyway, I did take which cheetah girl are you quiz. I sent it in our Twitter chat. I got Galleria.
oh,
So I'm the bossy one, which fits considering I referenced her in this movie early as our intro to this podcast.
okay. I'm gonna take this quiz while you two are talking,
Okay.
so that it's not bad radio.
You can talk and do the quiz at the same time like
I
I
don't think
did.
I can. I really don't think. No,
Again,
okay,
I'm taking on the Galleria role very well, but bossing you around,
very. I
telling
don't
you to
know.
do better. Anyway,
Oh,
I do want to establish that
I'm a
this
cheetah
is
with blue spots.
I do want to establish that I am not familiar with the Cheetah Girls at all. Like I did watch Disney Channel original movies when I was younger. I watched High School Musical when that aired. I watched Camp Rock when that aired. But Cheetah Girls just passed me by. I think it was technically like a little before my time even. Like yeah, the first one was 2003. Did not see that, and That's So Raven was also before my time. But I just knew Cheetah Girls as like, oh, it's the TV movie with Raven Simone and three other people. And I was like, that's it. That's all I know. And other people like Cheetah Girls. I had no context for it. And I do even remember when Cheetah Girls 3 came out being like, "Oh, Cheetah Girls, but they don't have Raven Simone anymore." That's weird. But again, never watched the movie. Maybe I will after this. Who knows? But going into this with just that knowledge was it's it was a I don't know what I watched. I'm gonna start off with that. I I was just kinda in a daze this whole time because this perhaps this is just how every Disney Channel original movie is. I haven't watched many in my adult life, but it just felt like a days of kind of plot, but not really, and then 50 songs were in there. And it's just like I was trying to follow like what we're supposed to be following in terms of plot here, but it of course feels mainly like just a vehicle for the music because that's what Disney was really hammering in at this time. Just their radio Disney and getting everybody that one of their stars to be a pop star. And it's just like this is music video first, movie second.
And I got Dorinda.
Oh my God, you got the dancer. That's great.
Thank you.
She probably has the least role in this movie.
I don't
No,
know if
no,
that's
Aqua.
true. Yeah,
I
I
forgot
was
about
gonna
Aqua.
say, uh, I kind of to echo all of what you said. I have a vague like memory of the existence of the Cheetah Girls from my childhood. Of like that's the thing that I would hear like referenced on Disney things, but I had never seen these. Um, I think maybe my sister listened to some of their music at the time, to some degree or another. I think she had a stronger connection to this. I probably should have asked her about this beforehand to see if she had any memories to note. But yeah, this was my first time engaging with any Cheetah Girl media. And I similarly am kind of hazy on the movie I just watched. I did maybe fall asleep during part of it in the middle. Uh,
No.
I like enough to still track what was going on. But I think I maybe did go in and out a little bit. But then I stayed strong for the rest of it. Um, but I feel like that maybe adds to my interpretation of the piece. And yeah, this will be interesting to talk about.
How do you feel about our initial reactions, Owen? Are you disappointed in us?
I mean, disappointed, but wholly not surprised because I do have to agree that it's certainly the nostalgia of it all for me comes from the music, which I freely admit to listening quite regularly to. If you were to look at my Spotify search history, you would see that there is a playlist of Cheetah Girl songs that I constantly will play. But yeah, I also into watching it in a similar way of like say a Mary Poppins, where the experience of watching a children's film in your adult years that mainly is compromised of musical numbers, you sort of forget the in-between scenes. I mean, obviously Mary Poppins is slightly different. Like that is a legitimately
Mary Poppins is slightly different from the Cheetah Girls too. That is correct.
yeah, but there's something just sort of charming about the flow of basically music videos in this film. I think definitely the inclusion of Kenny Ortega as the film's director makes the watching experience of this film much stronger for me than rewatching the first one, which I, in preparation, did rewatch before and was reminded how kind of shoddily directed that first one is in terms of music directing choices that that they keep constantly going back to versus this one where I feel like I can see the choreography. I think it also must be mentioned that Kenny Ortega is a just as much as he is a foundational Disney Channel original movie director, he's also probably one of the more known choreographers of all
Hmm.
time. I mean, this man is responsible for Dirty Dancing
Right.
and
Hmm.
Xanadu and One from the Heart. So this man has
Yeah.
worked with Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah. Kenny
And
Ortega
Raven Simone.
is a real talent that needs to be respected. But then
Yeah.
he also, he's mainly known for his Disney Channel original movies, which are also art in their own right. Let's not disrespect that either. But it is certainly, stepped down maybe from
Yeah.
other things. I don't know. I,
No,
I don't want to be mean to Kenny Ortega. And
no,
he is
yeah.
definitely probably the strongest part of this movie. Like like I said, I haven't seen the original Cheetah Girls, but I do feel that is this this the dance scenes and musical numbers are shot very well. Like I think like this is a good example of how a musical should look, should like move. I think it does a good job in that musical aspect. Like again, this is not his first rodeo. He did Newsies way back in the 90s, and it's like he knows how these things need to work, and he's on his game here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely sort of approaching this from a place of irony, which you do kind of have to as an adult watching something like this for the first time. I imagine if I was coming at this from a more nostalgic place, I would have a completely different sort of tenor going into it. But like there are legitimately well put together parts of this movie without that veneer of like, oh, isn't it fun that we're talking about the Cheetah Girls too? Isn't that kitschy? Like
Hmm.
there is separate from that, which most of my points of conversation that I have are more on that side of things. But there are some really, the sequence that you keep mentioning, Owen, the strut sequence is
Yes.
very good. That's a very fun, like sort of the high point of what you would want from a Disney Channel movie uh to have for your music sequence. Like that is it's a good song, it's well performed, it's well staged, it's well edited. Like that's what you want out of one of these. That is the sort of high watermark for what you could get here. And it's pretty good. It's this is an okay movie, I think, at the end of the day. That is uh you know very cheesy and very, obvious because it's for children. And I'm not, holding that against the movie, that it has a target audience and is playing to them. And I know I'm not in that target audience, so I'm not like, I'm not mad that the Cheetah Girls 2 from 2006 isn't catering to me as a cinephile in 2025. Like, I obviously, well, but yeah, it was I've got my jabs and jeers at it nonetheless.
Although, Owen, I really like your funny face connection that you mentioned is really starting to click for me. Like that whole strut sequence is literally like when Audrey and Fred and I forget the other actress's
Kate
name.
Thompson.
Yes, okay. When they're all just going all around Paris at all the different sites, it's like that's literally what the strut sequence is. It's them like going around to all the different sites in Barcelona, which insane that this is all shot in location. Like even the
Yeah,
scenes in New York are shot in Barcelona. It's like, well, I guess that's not on location, but still, like they actually got all these like all this shit out to Barcelona. That's insane. But
yeah.
and yeah, it's like at you could probably draw more parallels, but I also just don't remember Funny Face well off the top of my head. But it's like, yeah, this is like reminiscent of like those like CinemaScope Technicolor musicals from the 1950s specifically. It's like it is more about the music. It is more about, getting these like nice locations on your screen. It's like which it's about having fun, and that is what it's mainly focused. It's also about, of course, like themes of friendship and shit like that.
It's also
But it's
about the Cheetah Girls.
it is about the Cheetah Girls in the same way that Funny Face is about Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire. There, and it's just like,
Yes, because when I think of Audrey Hepburn, the modern heir apparent is of course Raven-Symoné.
Yes, of course. Um,
exactly,
I
exactly.
This movie should have been shot in CinemaScope. I do think that would just like really go all out, revive a format for this decom sequel. I love it. Um,
Honestly, if it was like trendy at the time like it is now, I think Disney could have done a Disney Channel movie on like 70 millimeter.
yeah. Can I
Hmm.
start off with my first note, which is a nitpick, but really just set the stage for what this whole movie was going to be for me?
Go ahead.
So we open on this high school graduation concert that they're playing. And they're on stage, they're performing, and the crowd's going wild. The crowd's going very wild, and then you cut out to the crowd, and there's like I paused and I counted not even 50 people here, but it's the sound of like a full stadium audience cheering and like whistling and yoo-hooing, and it's so funny to like have that Foley of like these people are going ape shit. This is like an entire like full packed house, and it's like 50 people that are seniors in high school where these girls are juniors. Like it's so funny to me just visually. It really sets the stage for what this movie is going to be, and I thought that was kind of delightful.
And going into this, I had assumed that the Cheetah Girls were like already massive pop stars. Like I thought they were world famous like Hannah Montana or whatever.
They did a
But
whole movie about it. They must be.
yeah, but it's just like, but no, they are just like literally, they're just high school girls who want to be famous. They want to have this big girl group who been they're just starting out, and it's like this, like the plot of this movie is them going to Barcelona for this music festival that could get them that kind of international fame that they're wanting. Though they're still amateurs. That's a big plot point that they are not professionals yet and don't get paid or whatever. We'll get to that later. But like they're just starting out. And that is really that is a good thing, I think. Because it make
Owen, you're
yeah,
our
go ahead.
expert. Uh, does that hold true with the first movie at all?
So Yeah, so the first movie, they are still amateurs, where they're basically the whole kind of plot of the first movie is them connecting, wanting to do talent show basically. Like it kind of works out the same way where it ends with like this massive performance where they all come together, sort of thing. Where yeah, so the aim of the first movie is there to do this talent show, and then this record producer discovers them just randomly. He appears at their like talent show audition. He just happens to be there. And then he wants to make them the Cheetah Girls, but completely change everything about them. And of course, like this movie, it involves Galleria um being well, more so an ego, like a ego maniacal maniac in the first film and kind of breaking them apart versus this one where I mean we will get into it of the I don't understand the other cheetah girls not liking her because she just has a point, like the reason that they are there is to do this music festival, but whatever. Um, and then the first one ends with basically the Cheetah Girls shutting down all of Manhattan to rescue Galleria's dog, who has found itself her dog called Toto, who is briefly mentioned in the first
Mhm.
film or in the like first couple of minutes of this film. Um, and then they perform this number, and then it just sort of ends happily and kind of you would think that the way they basically shut down all of Manhattan and perform this musical number that they would become stars. But of course, as all Disney Channel original movies do, their education is very important. And they must finish their studies because, sometimes music just isn't it.
hmm Like they need to balance their their two worlds. In fact, they need to get the best of both worlds in order to both find fulfillment in their career and find fulfillment in their education. It's you gotta have both.
Hmm.
That kind of reminds me of another franchise of four people in New York who try to make it big and end their first movie shutting down Manhattan. And you'd think they'd be big stars by the sequel, but by the sequel, they're still just doing, for example, high school graduations, and now they have to. It's Ghostbusters.
Uh,
They're doing the Ghostbusters thing where
I thought
we
this was Hard Day's Night.
oh no, no, that's not New York. Is it? I don't know. No, it's
It's not, no.
Ghostbusters. It's Ghostbusters.
Hmm.
Where by Ghostbusters 2, they have to find a way to make them all schlubs again. Uh,
Hmm.
Only I guess in this case, it's now they're juniors in high school.
Mhm,
That's their version of the daytime show that Venkman's doing at the beginning of Ghostbusters 2 and the birthday parties and everything.
mhm.
Yeah. Now, I will say, if Lynn Whitfield, who
Yes.
plays Galleria's, or sorry, Bubbles' mother, was to tell me that I need to focus on my future, I would absolutely listen. And that's why I
Yeah.
think the groundingness makes sense in this film.
Okay, so random thing. You mentioned that her nickname is Bubbles. I I did not get that
I don't
until
think they say it. Do they say it in this movie at all?
they say it once. What's her name?
Chuchi?
Uh, yeah, Chanel. She says Bubbles when she's going into her bedroom to find that she's
Right.
gone off to Paris.
Yes, I do
Uh,
remember that now.
and I was just like, what? Who's Bubbles?
Hmm.
But I did not
Yeah. No,
just
I'd imagine that these nicknames are probably because I don't think we've mentioned that the Cheetah Girls is a popular novel series that
Right.
I'm sure, well, I guess popular. I don't know. I'd never heard of it before.
There were
I'm
13 of them.
Yeah, so I'm sure that the nicknames definitely are more important in the books. I mean, in the first film, I feel like they do their nicknames a bit more, whereas this one, it's kind of just their first names. The only one I think who's the closest is Dorinda, or sorry, Aqua even, because you're not just going to refer to someone as Aquanet all the
Gr
time.
Great names. Just all four of them. Galleria, Chanel, Dorinda, and Aquanet. Love that.
yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah,
Uh,
do call Dorinda Doe a lot.
yeah. I mean, as they musically sing in one musical numbers, Chanel, Galleria, Dorinda, Aqua, do your thing. That's right, Galleria. This will be my first of singing words because I absolutely will, so just prepare.
oh,
Please, I need
I've
you to
got it.
do it like regularly.
Hmm.
Like,
I've got one. refrain written down word for word to be able to recite. I bet you can guess which one it is.
I do not have any lyrics written down.
It's the one you hear 10 times in one song. I counted. I went back and counted. It's
Uh,
the one at the very end there. Um,
oh, okay. That one.
yeah.
Uh, but you mentioned Lynn Whitfield, who's Galleria's mother, and I want to say that if she were in just a little bit more of this movie, she would be the best part of this movie because Lynn Whitfield, always amazing, absolutely. Um, but in this movie, she is just a perfect kind of she's just a perfect presence. She's just there in the background. She's living her like she's finding her passion for fashion designing again. It's like and she's just having a great time just being in Barcelona, even though she was kind of hesitant to go there in the first place. And I'm bringing attention to her mainly because I wrote down a quote from her, which is my favorite line reading of this movie. And it's early on in the movie. He I think it's Chanel who's coming over to her and Chanel's mom just trying to convince her. It's like, hey, can we bring the Cheetah Girls to Barcelona? And Lynn Whitfield is just like brushing her off. It's like, oh, the Galleria put you up to this, whatever, whatever. And as Chanel kind of walks away defeated, Lynn Whitfield says, a hat, a huge hat, gossamer. And that was just so fucking iconic to me. It's just like, yes, this is what I want from these movies, just character actresses having the time of their lives with these small parts that they get to eat out of.
I love her whole subplot where she runs into that fashion couple that you absolutely know that she and her husband swinged with at some point. Like it is the way that she talks to that guy, and then when his wife shows up, like there is an energy there that can only be achieved by wife swapping, and it's very fun that they just put that in this movie. And I feel like I'm not reading too much into it. I feel like that's not me, like, you know, just messing around in the space of like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this was in this decom? It does feel like that is kind of supposed to be the implication for like parents watching of like, there's definitely something between these three. Like, what's going on here with this very European couple? Something's going on there.
I
They're
mean,
way too familiar.
I'm ready for the Bob and Carol and Ted and Dorothea film for sure.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Lynn Whitfield, delightful. Wish we got more of her, but she's very fun. And then also the other mom who I had to keep reminding myself wasn't actually Marissa Tomei, because why would it be? But she does look enough like her and have a similar sort of demeanor
Yeah,
that like it could have been, even though why would it have been?
yeah. Lori Alter as Juanita.
Yes.
Mhm.
Who has the sort of driving force subplot where she has this Spanish boyfriend that they're all going to visit, which is why we're in Barcelona in the first place, because they're going to be there for a month. And so the Cheetah Girls magically conjure a music festival into existence that they can also go to in Barcelona by collectively wishing on a shooting star and just inventing this festival out of thin air. That director and his slutty little nephew just appear out of the ether to have created this music festival because they wished it so.
I
But
When I was watching the scene where they wish on the shooting star, and like the wind comes in and blows the pages around, I had just watched Final Destination a few days ago, where the wind is very much a more threatening force. Like if the wind changes like that, you're about to die. So it was nice that the wind decided to be nice to the Cheetah Girls this time.
yeah,
Mhm.
he's a very versatile actor, The Wind.
Hmm.
He can play good, he can play bad. He's believable in every role. Um,
And it's been a long time since his starring role in The Wind from 1928.
Mm.
yes.
But don't
Uh,
forget about their critically acclaimed work in The Happening.
Ah,
oh, right.
yes.
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 I do want to just to circle back to the Spain boyfriend.
Yes.
His name is Luke, which apparently is Luc, Luke. But I just spent this whole movie thinking like, why is this like foreign rich boyfriend character just called Luke? Like
Like
this dude
Luc
is like
Besson.
yeah, but I thought it was like Luke, like Luke. Just like why is this like 40-year-old Spanish man named like a frat bro? Like, can't we give him some sort of like exotic sounding name? Can't we like make him sound a little bit like sort of fancy and fitting this mansioned man? But no, he's
Hmm.
just Luke. That's just Luke.
Hmm. I mean, if you look
Oh.
at the other major male characters' names, you have Joaquin and Angel, or how do you say it?
Angel,
An
but she keeps calling him Angel.
Angel.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this is not the most thoroughly written by perhaps Jodis, whatever, perhaps not. Who knows? Uh, yeah, this was not given the most intensive writing seminar to get this script out in perfect synchronicity. I don't know.
mhm.
Okay, but since we've been talking about the hot boyfriends, which one was your favorite?
Can I say none of them?
I have a definite favorite. How about you, Owen?
I mean, I guess Joaquin,
Is that the
even
dancer twink?
Yes.
Then
yeah,
yes, I
even
guess I'll say him too.
I loved Angel. I don't know why, but the moment he came on screen with his fucking guitar, which I looked up, he just learned how to play that for this role. He is mainly a pianist by trade. But I don't know. I immediately fell in love, and his little song got to sing before the Cheetah Girls took over. And which is a weirdly recurring theme for this guy who is entering what assume is a singing contest. Like it's billed as like a general music festival, but it seems like it's singing oriented. And like later on, when they have this like little opening night or whatever, like showcasing all the people who are entering the contest, he starts playing this like Spanish lullaby, but he doesn't sing it, and everybody in the hall is looking at the two cheat like Chanel and Marisol singing it, and it's just like he's the one performing it. Look at him.
I imagine he's probably not actually entered in the contest because he's the nephew of the director.
yeah.
Because he comes in at the end, he's the Deus Ex fuckboy who's like, actually, it's the evil mom who's the reason they got paid.
But
Let them back in the concert. I saw it all.
but
Da-da-da-da-dum.
he was on the poster for the concert.
He's the accompanist. He plays for everyone.
Okay, I
No, I
don't
don't know.
But still, like in that one scene where it's like, oh, everybody's performing, it seemed like he was about to be singing that song, but then he doesn't, and other people are singing the song for him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's all kind of conflict of interest anyway, because the director of the concert, the guy in charge of it all, does end up doing a trumpet solo during the Cheetah Girls song. So, like, caution to the wind in terms of, unbiased judging here. But, uh, yeah, fair enough.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Also, I love that the nightclub is called the Dancing Cat. Really got to keep it in that feline theme.
Exactly.
Which Aqua, who has a million amazing quotes in this movie, uh, but when she finds out that not only are they going to the dancing cat, she finds out that the the nephew or son or whatever of Luke is a dancer. She says, "A dancing cat, a dancing count. I'm dizzy."
Ah,
I mean, if we're talking about great quotes,
Yes,
I must
please.
mention my favorite of that party was bananas. I mean, I can't bounce back the way I used to when I was 12.
Oh no.
I've got two that I've written down. One of them just because it was very silly, and one of them because I do think it's a genuinely missed line. I think it's not read as written, and I found that funny. The first one, I don't even remember who says this or who they say it to, but if it wasn't for you, the Cheetah Girls wouldn't be here in Spain having the summer of our lives. Just the very earnest emphasis on having the summer of our lives is very funny to me. And then this one, which I do think is genuinely just like it's a misread of the line. It is which one is it that's dating the dance twink? Who's
That is
that?
Dorinda.
Dorinda.
Okay, me. It's after she realizes that he didn't actually brush her off earlier because he's too rich for her. It's because he's actually too poor for her. And he couldn't afford to take her out to the restaurant where all of his friends were because he doesn't actually own the dance club. He just works there. And she feels bad because she broke up with him over all this in another pretty fun scene. But she goes, I feel terrible. I misread and judged and everything that I know I shouldn't do. And the line's supposed to be everything that I know I shouldn't do. I did these things, I did everything I know I shouldn't do. But she reads it as I shouldn't do everything that I know. All of these things that I know to do, I shouldn't do them. There's a pause there that is not supposed to be there in the line. And for whatever reason, that really tickled me. Maybe I was just sleep deprived, but I thought that was really funny.
I I only have one more quote I really liked, which is another one from Aqua. Uh, Pinch me. I am meeting the woman who designed the best jean jacket ever liberated from my mom's closet. And it's
That
like
was a good one.
it sounds like an insult to her mom, but also it's definitely meant to be a compliment because she does seem like she genuinely loves that jean jacket. But it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's her saying like she stole it from her mom or whatever. I don't
I
know.
think that's supposed to be, yeah. She's the quirky one. She's the sort of off-kilter one. The other line that I did write down is from very early on, I've loved Spain and its people and its history ever since my first Enrique Iglesias concert. Just
Mm.
like not just like that line is elevated by the buffing out of it. If it was just I've loved Spain ever since my first Enrique Iglesias concert, that's like a sub Sex and the City movies line. That's like but the buffing out of Spain and its people and its history. What are you talking about? How did you get all of that from an Enrique Iglesias concert? I love that. That's so good.
Wait, is this literally just Sex in the City for Disney Channel?
It's not.
Okay.
I mean, at least this movie has the good graces of going to Barcelona and not Abu Dhabi
Well,
for
they
its
they
sequel.
go to India in the third one, where they
Yeah.
star in a Bollywood movie.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
I can't imagine is handled with the most grace, but you never know. Oh, what else?
We have lots of plot to get through.
Yeah, I don't think we
Look,
need to do a full plot recap, but
Oh, and
yes.
go ahead, Owen.
yeah, lots of plot, but yet no plot. Like the thing that, especially watching this film, I had forgotten is the order of how things happen.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, I had remembered the Marisol character being introduced very early in the film, but she literally comes in. I don't know. They've been in Barcelona for some time. I think she comes after the whole Bob Carol, whole Dorothea sexual past, um, the whole. I don't know, musical dance sequence between Dorinda and Joaquin, where again, something I had forgotten is that they don't actually sing. It's singing in the background, but also the people singing are like it is the Marisol actress is singing the female part of that song. For some reason, I had always remembered it has been Dorinda. So that was quite a fun thing to rediscover.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's like a pop star, right?
Yeah, she's a
The
real
yeah.
pop star.
I
And
thought I had read that.
she,
Mm.
I think Mary Soul is one, great. Two, this might be a hot take. I think she has the best song of the movie with Why Wait, which is like her first like
Oh,
her big song she performs with like the hat and everything. Uh, I really liked it,
I
which I
was
can't say about most of those songs in this movie, unfortunately.
I was maybe not a huge fan of that one in my memory, but I also don't remember anything about the sequence beyond having that reaction to it. So I don't know. Maybe on second watch, if I were ever to do so, I would have a different opinion. But I I remember finding her musical number weirdly not great for the actual pop star of this cast.
I
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, it's an interesting number where I am happy that the Cheetah Girls, as they do, are girl supporters, and at the end just be like, "Oh, she turned that."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, in that number, her squashing her very paper cardboard looking pink top hat, um,
Oh yes, yeah.
with her jean trousers with one long leg and the other short.
I didn't clock that. I shows you how in and out I was during the middle of this movie.
I
I think
Hmm.
probably a lot of context and details like that that I just totally missed. But
I love the early to mid 2000s obsessions with making everything denim. It's truly a sight to behold.
Oh
exactly.
yeah. Like we need to discuss about the Aqua. Again, I agree. I think she is the kind of least to do in this film. I'm from my memory, I think she has a lot more to do in the third one because
Because
like she just basically is a side character in this one where she is this amazing costume sketch artist who including a lot of denim in their finale outfits and their opening outfits. But then no other denim until those sort of moments throughout. It is definitely very 2000s with a little bit of cheetah style, let's say.
hmm
A
cheetah
little bit.
power.
I will say the costumes in the ending number are wild.
I think I like them. I think they're really fun.
Hmm.
I mean I they do track for being designed by a high school junior. So I can't like criticize them too much, but they are very there's no like fluidity between the four of them. They're all very differently styled that in a way that doesn't really gel for this musical number that's all about how they're friends for life. Uh,
Yeah.
they
I
look
mean,
way too
the que
different stylistically.
yeah, the question is, I mean, I assume these costumes were made in Dorothea's friend's workshop, but I'm sure if they were to have seen those costumes being made, those apparently great denim artists would have been like, what the hell are these?
What are you doing, girl? This is you can do better than that. Let's go back to square one. Let's figure this out. Um no, what Okay, speaking of the order of this movie plot-wise being strange, uh looking through my notes, it is surprisingly early on when oh God, what's her name? Raven Simone's character,
Galleria.
Galleria, where she like the the band breaks up and she's gonna leave and that you have your big dramatic moment and she in a scene that is remarkably level-headed where she sits down with her mom and is like, you know what, I'm being unfair to my friends. I'm I already made arrangements. I'm gonna leave. I'm okay with it. I think they should stay and have fun and do the thing, do the concert, but I'm just gonna leave. And she's so just like even-handed about it. And it's not petty. She's not, I mean, she's been petty up to this point, but she has made her peace with this development of the plot really strangely. Like it's what you expect, like a big blowout, a big like, you don't understand me, Mom. My friends are they're not respecting me. They're not respecting what we're here for. They're doing their own thing. I'm gonna go. But it's not that. It's, well, I have a ticket and I'm just gonna go to the train and I'm gonna go home and they can continue doing what I just thought that was so jarring to me.
Mhm.
But that also happens so much earlier in the movie than you expect, and then gets resolved right away, and then there's just not dramatic stakes again in the
Well, there
movie
is later on,
until
but
until
we'll get
the
there.
until the evil money. But
Um,
in between that, there's like really nothing.
Mhm.
and I want to delve into this whole plot line with Galleria and her kind of falling out with her fellow Cheetah girls. I wrote down, and as one of my notes, discussion question, was Galleria wrong to want to leave the competition? Because I feel like this is an interesting thing to discuss. Like, I want to open it up to you, Owen, mainly because, well, firstly, because, you're our guest. I want to give you first shot at the discussion, but also because I think there might be important context with that first one because you mentioned that like she was kind of a lot worse in that first movie with regards to like her being very controlling and like forcing everybody to do what she wants to do, and like this could be like her trying to step back from that.
Yeah, I mean, in that first film, she just is quite cruel in her in her like honesty to the other members of the team. I mean, they mentioned it very early on that Dorinda comes from a foster home. That is a mystery reveal in the first one where what's it called? Chanel discovers that she is a foster child because she doesn't tell her friends. And there's a really cruel moment where Galleria tells Dorinda she needs to dress better when she's coming from being this foster child. And um, I think there is that bit of growth in Galleria in this film, even though the whole breakup does feel a bit out of nowhere. I mean, it does give way to like the musical number It's Over, which, if I can honestly say, I would absolutely want to be walking the streets of this amazing palace, opening a window with just random pieces of wind again, singing It's Over. And I feel so alone. It's a
Yes.
sadness I've never known.
It it is a truly amazingly over dramatic musical number in just the best way. Just watching them all like wander around the big landscape. Sometimes they push open a window, open a door, or with the curtains flying everywhere. It's just I think there is like one big moment where I don't know who, but it's like they do push open while singing "It's Over," and it's just like it's a glorious, glorious moment. But yeah,
I think.
continue.
Oh, I was just gonna pop in real quick and say I think I maybe was asleep during that number.
You got to go back and watch it then.
I guess I
Yeah.
will. It
Especially,
it rings enough of a bell that I may have been awake but not aware or lucid. But
mhm,
I will have to go back. I'm sorry.
no
I
worries.
I I, I have failed you, the Cheetah Girls too.
You
Especially then to understand how, for some reason, the Cheetah Girls get in the quickest piece of transport you could ever get to the train station before Galleria gets there with them all in their pajamas.
hmm
Um, Sort of being like, we've made the effort, forgive us.
hmm
Wait, I do remember that, and I do remember the lead up to that. So I guess I was awake for this and just missed.
You
I
just
don't know.
blanked out.
I guess I did. I don't know. It's I've slept since then. Not much, but I have. Uh I'm still waking up, honestly. We've been at this for an hour and I'm still like getting into it.
Okay.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yes, I want to delve into the question of whether we think Galleria was in like do we agree with her decision to kind of just resolve and be like, okay, if they want to have fun, they can go have fun. Because personally, I think like with some of them it's yes, some of them it's no. Like with Aqua, like Aqua is just trying to design costumes for their act. Like Aqua is doing her damn job. And Dorinda, it's kind of a bit of column A, bit of column B because like yeah, she is like getting their choreography done. She is like, but she's also, spending a lot of time flirting with uh the the slut, and it's just like
Sorry, the dance twink. The slut is the guitar boy.
yeah,
There's yeah,
dance twink,
Joaquin.
the
sorry.
slutty nephew and there's dance twink. Two different guys.
Wait, but, okay, yeah. I was about to say I thought Joaquin was also a slutty nephew, but no, he's the son of Luke.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
No,
anyway,
he's godson of Luke.
God's son. Okay. Anyway, but
The
yeah,
other thing, by the way, with Dorinda's plot is that she says that she's choreographing the number, and that's what she's off doing. But she doesn't have the song yet. She hasn't even heard the song that's been written. So how could she be running choreography for this number? So she's not even really fully doing her job because she doesn't. Uh, you kind of need the music in order to come up with the choreography.
Mhm. I
Hmm.
can see that, but I think there's also like she can know like what kind of moves she wants to
Yeah.
like evolve the cheetah's choreography into, and like she can still work on things like but while not actually having the song yet. But it's also the Cheetah Girls have really one kind of song. It's the same song. Anyway,
A
but then
little
we
bit, yeah.
have Chanel, who was just straight up working with another person. She is not doing anything involved with Cheetah Girls at that point, except maybe you could consider it networking, but not really. She's just fully fucking around, not doing anything. Piece of shit. I don't care if Mary Soul is a great, wonderful person. You are not devoted to this contest, which you flew halfway across, or yeah, halfway across the world for. Get to fucking work.
And on top of that, she's got an evil mom.
True.
Hmm.
True. But yeah, I understand why I not only got Galleria in that quiz, but I took another BuzzFeed quiz and also got Galleria again.
It's destined to be. It's fated.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, I scrubbing through the opening of the movie again to try to find the writers' names to see if I've been
You're
pranked.
still on this.
I just realized that it's written in the movie. I'm sure it's in the opening credits. It must be there. We can just say definitively once I find it. But I have that running here.
Owen, do
Um,
you think Galleria should be shot?
Should be.
oh God. Those are the options. Either she's fair and allowed to leave, or we shoot her in the streets like a dog.
Oh God, I thought you were going to ask me a question about the writer.
No, no,
Um,
no, no.
Wait,
Hey,
co-executive producer Whitney Houston?
yeah,
oh yes, we haven't
I
brought this.
I did
Yes,
not remember that.
Whitney Houston, very important producer in Disney Channel films, also very well known for her producing of the Princess Diary films.
Oh, I think I did know that actually. Okay. Yeah, Bethesda Brown and Allison Taylor is what it says in the movie. Who the fuck is Jodis Pierre? Who are you? Why? I'm gonna edit the Wikipedia page because that is incorrect.
Oh, that's so funny. So to answer your
Allison.
question, Eliza, I don't think that anyone should be physically harmed. I think they're just young people and they both have points, but also they're on holiday. It's the summer. They've worked all hard all year.
but they're there to work. It is a work trip. It is them. It's not fun time. It's concert. It's big, potentially career making or breaking gig.
Hmm. I mean, I guess maybe. because I haven't taken the quiz yet, but maybe I'm just one of those
Maybe you're
non-Galleria
fucking
cheetah.
Chanel.
Uh-huh. Well, if I'm gonna be one of them, I don't think I could choose one because they can't there's no one that aligns with my beliefs, let's say.
Yeah,
Um,
you go take the quiz while I tell Gordon about the thing I tweeted that you already saw.
Uh,
mhm.
Sorry, real quick. The Stewie Griffin article that also mentions Jodis Pierre has a reference to a AV Club interview with Seth MacFarlane by Nathan Rabin that does not say the name Jodis Pierre anywhere. That is fully just a yeah, someone just put their own name on these pages. Anyway, continue.
So I assigned the Cheetah Girls as Beatles, and I'll just say what I think, and I'll let you review what I said. So Galleria, Clear John,
Yes,
Chanel, Paul, Dorinda is George, Aqua is Ringo.
I believe it. It's um no that tracks.
Hmm. I think there really is a lot of parallels between the Cheetah Girls and the Beatles.
The Cheetles.
The Cheetle Beatles.
The Cheetah Beatles.
The Cheetles, and it's a Beatles cover band that's just for Don Cheadles.
Yes.
He's
So
all of
what
them.
And Thug
so,
Ruffalo and the Cheetles.
Exactly.
so what you're saying is the alt title for this is a Cheetah's Day a Cheetah's Day night.
A
Yep.
Cheetah's Day Night.
That's so close to being something that it's so much better that it's nothing.
A hard cheetah's night.
That's
No,
what it
no,
should
sorry, it's
be.
a cheetah's day's night.
No, it is just a Cheetah's Day Night.
A cheetah's day night. Yeah.
Was it the
Uh,
long-awaited sequel to A Hard Day's Night?
Yeah,
yes, a cheetah's day night.
but let's not forget the sequel, which is Let It Cheetah.
Yep. And then also help parentheses cheetah.
No, just cheetah parentheses.
Oh, perfect.
Magical Mystery Cheetah.
What other notes do I have about
Cheetah
any?
Road.
Exactly. Uh, oh, the festival director, the guy,
The
the
curly
what
hair
do you call
guy.
that? Yeah, looks so much to me like Milos Forman in a wig that I had to double check the cast to check if, for whatever reason, Milos Forman was just in this movie.
That
It's
would be
not,
really fun.
but
I,
like
I
I did for a second there, like that's not, and it's not, but it caught me off guard.
I don't know for some reason. I mean, he looked nothing like him other than the hair. He was giving me Bong
That's what
Joon-ho.
I wrote.
Hmm.
My note says love this festival director who looks equal parts Milos Forman and Bong Joon-ho.
And absolutely, I would take a Bong Joon-ho version of the Cheetah Girls or just him playing the trumpet in the back of this performance.
Exactly, exactly.
God, we need more directors in random acting roles. Like it's always fun like seeing like Martin Scorsese or David Lynch in
Mhm.
just a random acting role in some movie unrelated to their career. It's like I want more directors to do that. And my
Yeah.
oh like David Cronenberg and Nightbreed too. Like that's
Mhm.
also fucking amazing.
Yeah. Francois
Wouldn't
Truffaut in Close
Of
Encounters.
course.
John Huston in Chinatown, obviously.
God,
wouldn't it be so fun to be able to say, "Hey, did you know Milos Forman is in the Cheetah Girls too?" And
that
he
would be
plays the trumpet.
that
Like, I so wish that was true. That would be such a fun thing to drop.
that's
And
You
I'm
know,
sad that it's not.
that would be a quote on the level of Orson Welles' last film role was in Transformers the movie.
Whitney Houston, I think she could have done it.
If she wanted to, she definitely could have gotten like Milos Forman or some other big director in that role.
Whitney Houston could have directed One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but Milos Forman could not have done that cover of uh Why do I always forget the title of that very big
I
song?
will
I
always
will
love you.
I
always
will
love
always
you.
love you.
What
I
is wrong with
I
you?
don't know. I want to say my heart will go on, and I know that's not it. And every time I'm like, what's the actual song though? What's it's the other big ballad like that, and I just blank on it.
Okay, now I'm imagining Celine Dion as Chanel's mother, and I absolutely want that.
Ooh, that's fun.
I
My
mean, it changes the location entirely because she is not Spanish,
Well, her boyfriend Luke could still be Spanish.
but I think Chanel is Latina. It's,
Yeah.
im
Or you,
imagine
yeah.
imagine Pedro Almodovar as the director there.
oh my, oh,
Imagine
I see that.
Pedro Almodovar as the director of this movie.
God. And you get fucking Antonio Banderas as Luke.
Honestly, would have been useful here.
I mean, I wish, I feel like the actress who played Marisol's mother could absolutely be in a Pedro Almodovar film.
Yeah, maybe she is. I
I
don't
don't,
know. She doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I can't check.
no,
But
she
she could
does.
be. Oh, does she?
Kim Manning.
Oh,
She's a,
oh, Marisol's mom. I thought you. I was thinking the
oh,
Chanel's
I
mom.
mean, her too. But no, I think I was mainly thinking of because of the villainous tendencies.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um.
Random before we get back to the movie. Oh, I guess we just did, but I want to quickly mention one of my favorite instances of directors in random movie roles. And I'm just going to list off the directors that are in this movie, then tell you the movie. So we have Adam Agoyan, Norman Jewison, Robert Wise, David Cronenberg, Gilo Pontecorvo, Costa Gavras, Gorindo Chata, and Mick Garris, all in The Stupids, directed by John Landis.
Oh, right.
Which it is so
Oh, fuck.
insane that this random ass fucking movie that got nominated for like a shit ton of Razzies uh has all these randomly extremely acclaimed directors just in these cameo roles. Like, why did John Landis get all these fucking people in here? What was the reason?
I mean, he's done that. Like, that's a thing. Like, there's a movie that I had never heard of, but it was just showing at a video store where my friend volunteers called Into the Night. That's a John Landis movie. Either of you heard of this?
I
Jeff
have not heard of
Goldblum,
it,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
but I'm opening it
Mhm.
up now. I've seen that
Uh,
Yeah,
poster before.
yeah, the cast on it, other than all these cameos, you've got like Richard Farnsworth, Irene Papas, Vera Miles, Dan Aykroyd, David Bowie. But then you look at the cameo appearances, and it has, for example, Rick Baker, David Cronenberg, Jonathan Demme, Richard Franklin, Amy Heckerling, Jim Henson, Colin Higgins, Lawrence Kasdan, Paul Mazursky, Waldo Salt, Don Siegel. Like,
Oh yeah.
wild.
Hmm.
I guess he just does like John Landis just kind of does that. Like Blues Brothers has Steven Spielberg and Frank Oz in there
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess John Landis is the Seth Rogen of his time. Quick tangent. The Studio, not a good TV show.
No,
Um, for me, anyway.
I have heard mixed things.
but I don't want Seth Rogen to become the modern John Landis. And I will leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Cheetah Girls.
Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Girls. The final number, the big Amigas Cheetahs number, when they bring Marisol up to the stage and she has a solo, my Wi-Fi cut out the instant she starts singing. Like she takes a breath and then the video stops and I have to wait like 10 minutes for my router to reset. And I thought that was fun. Just it would be fun if the movie just cut off there, just like hard cut to black. Like, no, fuck this girl. Her mom's
Yeah.
evil.
Fuck Marisol and her evil mom.
But can we talk about in this, I don't know if you would have noticed it, but in this final number when Chanel is doing her kind of solo opening, there is a terrible example of lip syncing. Um,
I did not notice.
you'd have to watch it again. It's the way she does a run of we come from, but like her mouth moves completely different than the words.
Oh, I love that.
I
Um,
I did notice that, and it made me almost want to like do like best and worst instances of lip sync in this movie, or like rank people based on how they lip sync, but I did not want to go through the effort of going back through all the different songs and like watching people lip sync. So I just decided to not do that.
Can I do a little spoken word poetry here?
Yes, of course.
Amigas, cheetahs, friends for life. The rhythm and each other. That's what keeps us tight. Amigas, cheetahs, living the dream. Nothing is ever gonna come between. Amigas, amigas, cheetahs. They repeat that so many times back to back that the doubled up amigas really irritated me for some reason. It just like you couldn't find another way to structure it that they're not singing amigas back to back like five times in a row when this song like there's a okay. I did go back after the end of the number and count how many times they run through that chorus. It's 10. It's
Hmm.
10 times. Which is seven times. It's like, it's like verse, chorus, a few different dance solos, chorus three times, song ends. Everyone claps. Song starts back up again. They do it three more times. You don't have to do that. You can find other ways to have this big number. You don't need to do this chorus 10 times in your like 5 minute song.
But what if they
Uh,
really wanted to, Gordon? Did you ever think of that?
I guess they did. Just
Like, why don't you let them just have some fun?
I just I mean, like, when I wrote this down, I was like, oh, friends for life. That's what keeps us tight, living the dream, all this stuff. I only am just now clocking the line, the rhythm and each other. Just
It's what keeps
that's
us tight.
it's
Yeah,
so awkwardly
it's
phrased.
the
I love
rhythm
it.
and each other, like us and the rhythm,
But just like
the rhythm and the night.
it could be like the rhythm and our friends, but the rhythm and each other. It's why phrase it like that? Why write it like that? That's so funny. That's so good. I
Hmm.
love that actually. I've turned around on this whole thing. This is great. This is great.
I sort of love how the film basically ends with a with them dancing out of the theater. It feels very theatrical. It feels very
To the
um
point that they do a roll call. They like bring up the side characters and have them all bow and
mhm.
like, hey, it's the end of the movie. Here's we're all gonna bring up the boys we like, except Aqua just gets two of the other dancer guys because she didn't get a subplot.
Aw.
Everyone else gets to bring forward either like it's the
Mhm.
two boys and Chanel brings Marisol to the front, and then Aqua's like, well, these two guys are also here. I'm gonna bring them forward to bow so that because she doesn't have an associated character. Poor Aqua.
Poor Aqua.
But then yeah, they get their dance out of the theater, and there's like another bit of singing like at the end of the credits that ends with some line about like we're the next Picasso or something is the last part of the last thing you hear in this movie. It fades out about like a line about how their music is akin to Picasso.
Hmm.
Like Picasso in the Barcelona heat.
Exactly.
Passion is the
Exactly.
fashion, and life is poetry.
Light is poetry.
Welcome
The
to another
rhythm and
world
each other.
where every heart can beat.
That's what keeps us tight.
Cheetah Girls, One World.
Oh God.
Anyway,
Uh, anyway,
let's wrap up this podcast. We've been
yeah.
talking for an hour and 15 minutes
So
approximately.
we have uh anything else that I have in my notes? The the
Hmm.
the dance twink is a count and is just like you couldn't have found an actor. I mean, I guess he's not cast for his acting abilities. He's cast for his dancing and being cute. But like he does not deliver those lines like someone that has spoken out loud before. It's all very stilted, but like, we're not going for Oscars here.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um,
Can I say my favorite musical number is the one that I think I constantly listen to the most is Step Up because it's
which
time to
one
work
is
it.
this?
It's
Yeah.
the one where they turn away from the mirrors. It's time to play. Our rules are games.
It's the one where they're doing the choreography, Gordon.
It's the one they get
I
paid for.
Oh yes, that one. Yes. No, that was fun. That was a good sequence. I liked that. Uh,
Hmm.
although it is another egregious example in this movie of really bad audience foley that is for a much larger crowd than we ever see, and it makes it all feel so jarring. It is not natural, and it really took me out of all of those sequences. Is like we just have, stock crowd audio dot wave, and we're just going to put that in all of these live performance scenes and just it works, deal with it. But it really took me out for some reason.
I
Hmm.
mean, it feels like very, as we said earlier on, very kind of old Hollywood musical in terms of like expanding the soundscape. I mean, I can understand it not necessarily feeling the most believable, but there's something sort of, I don't know, turn off your brain a bit about this film because
Yeah.
this sequel, as opposed to the first one, which more so is about musical numbers that are just like live performances, versus this one where it feels much more traditional musical, where they just sing because they can't contain themselves.
Absolutely.
I'm on the Wikipedia page for the Cheetah Girls franchise if you two want to pull it up, because it has a section for each of the movies and a little plot summary. And it has like a paragraph on the Cheetah Girls, and it has like two paragraphs on the Cheetah Girls, One World, the third one. There is a full, like, its own Wikipedia page, beat by beat plot summary of Cheetah Girls 2, which is a different plot summary from the one on the page for the Cheetah Girls 2. This is not just a copy paste of the one from that movie. It's a completely different original beat by beat plot summary for the Cheetah Girls 2, which is very funny to me. Someone really went all in on this. Also, it has a cast grid at the bottom of like who's in what movies. And some of the names in this first movie I just want to read out. You have Francobolo Garibaldi, you have Jackal Johnson, and you have someone named Drinka Champagne.
Hmm.
I
Well,
love that. I
funny
love
thing,
Drinka Champagne.
funny thing to mention about the first movie is it kind of I don't know if either of you have watched the documentary Disclosure.
I have not.
Yes.
Cheetah Girls actually gets a not prominent mention, but a mention enough in it in terms of the actress Kim Roberts who plays Mrs. Bosco, who's sort of like their high school music teacher, is a well, she wasn't an openly trans actress at the time. She's sort of a prominent example, I guess, of like a trans actor who's sort of on the down low, which
Yeah.
sort of makes me enjoy these films a bit more because it has something like that in its history.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Anyway, Sandra Caldwell as Drinka Champagne.
Thanks, Gordon.
Oh, no, sorry. It looks like Sandra Caldwell actually is the
Oh,
trans actress you're
sorry,
talking
yes,
about. I
I
just
got it
pulled up her
wrong.
Wikipedia page. But well, there you go. She plays Drink a Champagne, and good for her.
Is she a drag
Wow.
queen?
I don't know. I just love that name. I love the name Drink a Champagne.
Honestly, if she was like a drag queen or something in that space, like that would make a lot of sense for the name Drink a Champagne.
But no, she's just a music teacher, a high school music teacher named
Hmm.
Drinka Champagne.
I don't think I would want a person named Drink a Champagne at like teaching, just teaching. Like that
Yeah,
name does not beget teacher.
it
Though
does
I
not.
guess like maybe it was like she followed that life early on, but then it's like she wanted to turn her life around and just couldn't. get her name changed. So she was just like, I guess I have to live with this. Hey, please let me be music teacher, even though my name is Drink a Champagne.
Can you imagine being in high school, having a teacher named Mrs. Champagne, and making jokes about that already? Just like, oh, Mrs. Champagne, that's funny. And then later on, finding out that her first name is Drinka? Can you imagine the like spreading like wildfire among the student body when someone finds out that Mrs. Champagne's first name is Drinka? That that's I love that. That's so good.
Oh my God.
I'll drink to that.
Hey, I will too.
Mm.
Uh
Also, just looking at the production on the first film's Wikipedia page is two possible castings, people who auditioned for this role or originally cast in the film. Solange Knowles was originally
oh,
Aqua,
Okay.
and Tia and Tamara were brought up for the film, or even Journey Smollett
oh
auditioned at
wow.
one point.
Well, there you go.
Were there specific roles for them or just they auditioned?
I think Tia and Tamara was probably, I don't think they auditioned for anything. The only one that they mention is that Solange Knowles was cast as Aqua,
Okay.
Fascinating.
but dropped out to focus on her solo album.
Good for her.
Well, good for
Hmm.
her. Um, well, if it wasn't for you, Owen, the us wouldn't be here in podcast having the episode of our lives. So thank you for coming on to bring this movie to us and to talk in what is now our longest episode, right?
No, not at
No?
all.
It's we've been talking for an hour 20. Did we go
Yeah, but
longer on
our
Million
the
Million
last
Dollar
episode
Spiel?
we recorded was over an hour 30.
Oh, for some reason I thought that was like an hour 20.
No.
Um,
But anyway, Owen,
and
before we even think about leaving, we need to
oh,
know which cheetah girl you are. Go take the quiz.
Yes, so I have taken the quiz and I am too Galleria.
Oh my God, the shock of the century. There can't be
Yes.
two fucking Gallerias, which means this podcast has to be over. So everybody say goodbye.
bye.
My controlling
No,
ass
we're
is
not.
ending the podcast early.
Wait, but not yet, though. It looks like
Oh.
It's
Owen has something to say.
it's over and I feel so alone. How did the
Okay.
sweetness of dreams slip away?
Oh my
Or,
God.
or sorry, let me sing it how they slip away. And I'm afraid the hurt is here to stay.
I
No,
think we have to end it there after that display. What's our
no.
next episode? I forget.
Um, Abigail's party
Abigail's
is
party.
next.
Hell yeah.
Uh, but next to record is Doctor Who, which has already come out. So listen to that episode. I'm sure it will be or was good.
No, it's fucking not actually.
It's a bad episode, bad radio, bad
Somebody
podcast.
dies in that episode.
No.
It might be me.
Oh no.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
you have to find that out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.